All right, and we're visiting today with the Grand Canyon University women's head hockey coach, Natalie Rossi. Natalie, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Natalie, we're talking today about the state of the Lopes, and I know you guys really don't have anything to reflect on yet, but you do have some things going forward, so tell me a little bit about how things have been going here at Grand Canyon.
It's been going really well. I mean, recruiting it's been a rocky road at some points, but also we've had some really big wins. We have 8 players and 1 goalie currently committed, so that makes 9. We have 1 more visiting this weekend, another one visiting later in the month, and 3 or 4 more that already have visits set up. So it's definitely an exciting time to be a female hockey player here at GCU.
Let's talk about hockey here. First of all, how did you end up at GCU? Tell the folks where you came from, how you ended up here. I know some of them are going to recognize you from the Lady Coyotes, but tell us a little bit about how you arrived at GCU.
Actually, I'm originally from New Jersey. I played Division III hockey for NCAA at SUNY Oswego, and then I moved back to New Jersey. I coached there at the Rockets from U8 all the way up to U19. And from there, I moved out here. I coached the Lady Coyotes, and I heard that GCU was starting a women's program. And I called Dan Roy, and I was like, "Hey, do you have a coach?" And he said, "No. Are you looking to be one?" I was like, "Yeah, I think so." I'd always thought about coaching college hockey, and I wasn't 100% on it. And then I parked my car actually in the parking structure over there, and walked onto campus, and had this feeling of this is where I want to be. So getting that feeling walking on made it recruiting a lot easier too, because it makes it something that I'm very passionate about, and I've just loved GCU so much that it's something that I wanted to be a part of.
That happens to a lot of us, myself included. GCU is a great campus and growing like crazy. As we look around, you can see all the new buildings going up.
Yeah.
And they definitely take their athletics seriously here. They want to be winners, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. And what's really nice is that the club sports are celebrated throughout the campus. So a couple of weeks ago, the president of the university came and spoke to us about how much he loves club sports and what we're doing, and how that we're a great part of the campus. So to get that kind of backing and support from the university is just amazing.
Let's talk about your goals for this first year program. What do you see happening? Where do you think there's going to be growth? Where do you think there's going to be maybe things you got to deal with?
Being a first year program, I think we're going to probably have to deal with a bench that's not as big as we would like. We're looking, and it's looking like so far with the 9 players, we'll have a few more to add to that, which is great, and a couple of transfer students hopefully as well. So we'll have a little bit of age, which is going to be nice for that maturity level. And we'll have to be a team that's kind of not afraid to get dirty and kind of put their nose to the dirt and not get beat down, because there are going to be times where we struggle against some of those teams that have been around for a little while. But I think with our current recruits, we'll be very competitive.
When you think about women's hockey, and I know you've had a lot of tie-ins with your brother and your father playing men's hockey, what do you think the biggest differences are between women and men's?
I was coaching with a guy actually, and he had always coached boys. And then he said to me, he came over and started coaching girls because his daughter was playing. And I said to him, what is the difference between the two? Where
Right.
are your biggest differences? And his big thing is, he said, if you yell at a group of boys, everyone looks at the guy next to them. You did it wrong. But if you yell at a group of girls, every girl is like, oh no, what did I do wrong? It was me. It was completely me. So kind of that emotional aspect is a little bit different. With the girls' game, you teach them to play the body a little bit differently than you do with the boys, with the no checking but body contact.
Right.
You do get to bump a little bit, but
Right.
obviously no open ice hits. So that's a little bit different when you're teaching actual hockey. And sometimes you get a little bit more skilled play because there isn't the factor of checking. If you step over a blue line and try and make a move around a defenseman, you don't have that problem of the defenseman making an open ice hit. So it makes it a little bit more skilled at times too.
So your time with the Lady Coyotes, you had a chance to see the young girls up to the older girls.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the development that you've seen in women's hockey from that different levels.
Just here in Arizona, that 19U team, when I first got here, they only had a 19U team, and then we were able to develop that to have a 10U team that was just house, and then we developed that house team into a 14U travel team as well. So it's been really nice to be a part of that and help that the girls' game grow here. I've always loved the fact that I can be a role model for young girls in any capacity.
So what are the girls that you had at the Lady Coyotes thinking about you being at GCU? Have you had some that say, hey, I want to come to GCU now?
Yeah. Actually, I had a parent text me today, and her daughter's so excited to sign up for prospect camp, and she's like, I've been talking to her about GCU. So my girls have been really excited, and I think they're very proud of me too, because they know this is something that I've wanted. And they also know that this is something that means a lot to me, and they know something that I'll continue to help them, and we're really looking for the girls here at GCU to be a part of that growth that we're still getting here in Arizona.
So we talked a little bit about where you came from and all these different things. Now we're going to talk about the competition that you have, because last year ASU started a team for the first time, and they struggled a little bit with numbers.
Yeah.
But they really grew into it. They were able to host a regional tournament here in the Valley. So tell me a little bit about that rivalry between GCU and ASU and how it's going to play out this year.
I think it's going to be so much fun to have a crosstown rival here, because we're in that West Valley. They're kind of like a Central Valley, but you know, it's going to be a lot of fun to have that competition. It's been great working with Lindsay, because you know, we've worked together on scheduling a little bit, where she says, hey, I'm talking to this team about coming in, do you want to play them as well? And it's made scheduling, I'm sure, for her and for us a little bit easier having two teams, because more people are going to want to come and play against us here. So that's been really great. So
maybe not this year, but in the future, I'm guessing you may be travel partners going places too, or have you talked about that yet?
We haven't talked about that yet. I guess we're travel partners for teams coming in, but going, we haven't discussed that yet.
It's an interesting thing, because the U of A and ASU are travel partners in Division I ACHA, so they'll travel to Oklahoma and they'll both go, and they'll travel to Colorado, cover those schools. So that may be something down the road that you guys may in fact be travel partners on weekends.
Might be something that's worthwhile.
So when we talk about the development of it, the chance to have the regional tournament here. Yeah, we're getting a little company here, but this is all about the GCU spirit right here, right? Not a problem. We go with the flow is what we do. So tell me a little bit about the fact that they were able to bring the regional tournament here. How important is that to develop hockey here?
I mean, the young girls getting to see just ASU play, and then getting to see all those other teams come in and play too, was amazing. I know a lot of our younger players were able to go to that tournament and watch and see, like, wow, this is something we can do. We can work towards this. So them having those role models was really positive. For me personally, I loved going and watching and seeing a lot of that competition, and I also got to meet a lot of those coaches too, so that was really nice.
Yeah, very nice. Tell me a little bit about where you see the GCU program going. Obviously, first year is a building, stepping stone, right?
Yep.
Where do you see it down the road? Let's say 3, 4, 5 years down the road. How big can this get?
You know, I'm hoping it can get really big. It's something that I'm stepping into, hoping and looking to grow. So in the next 5 years, I'd love for us to have a Team 1 and a Team 2 where we're able to develop girls, because I've gotten so many emails from players or people who are coming to GCU and they're looking to play, but they've never played before. They have limited experience. They've played in gym class, or they've played in different spots. So in the future, I think looking to develop those players and get them on the ice would be really great for us as an organization and as a university. And
you have an opportunity now to kind of follow in Danny's footsteps, what he's done with the men's program here, taking it from scratch and building it up now to a 2-team program this year. So and of course, when you're on campus, you can see the athletic facilities that go up all the time. I mean, wouldn't it be a nice dream to see a hockey rink on campus?
Gosh, that would be a dream come true. And working with Danny has been amazing, because he has so much that he's done in 1 year that it's amazing. And having that as a model for us is very helpful.
And I'm guessing the games you play, the home games will be over at AZ Peoria Ice, is that right?
Yeah, the games will be over at AZ Peoria Ice.
And you'll get your practice time over there too for the most part?
Yep, yeah, we have our schedule blocked out. We have 2 days a week on the ice, hour and a half each over at AZ Ice Peoria, and then we'll do 2 days worth of off ice here on campus.
I think talk a little bit about what's coming up. I know you got some prospect camps coming up, so let's get people excited for GCU Lopes women's hockey.
We have our prospect camp coming up next weekend, April 14th, 15th, and 16th, and we're really excited to have some players from out of state come in and players from in-state come and skate and kind of get to know me as a coach if they haven't met me before on the ice, as well as me see them, and just kind of get that GCU feel.
So you go through the summer, and then when will you reconvene again in the fall?
We have tryouts the first week of September.
Okay. And right now you have a little bit of knowledge with the competition you're going to be facing this year. So tell me a little about anything scheduled permanently right now that you can put down in ink as to who you're going to play?
We have our opening weekend against ASU at the end of September.
Okay.
So we'll have that. And then after that, we're playing a weekend in Colorado where we play a handful of different teams in the WWCHL.
Okay, and then from that point on, we'll hope that things continue to progress and you play a regional tournament here.
Yeah, again, that'd be great.
Awesome. Well, Natalie, it's very nice to meet you. I take special pride in GCU, as you know, because I'm kind of almost an alum here. So, but I do appreciate your time today, and good luck with the Lopes program.
Thank you, and thanks for coming out.